So far this month, my business has done 48 grand in contracted revenue, but we don't care about revenue, right? Profit is about 35K upfront collected. And in this video, I want to show you the exact system that I've used to sign those clients. Now, it's very easy for people to sit in front of a camera and show you this fancy Miro board on how to get clients and all these funnels, and it just leaves you more confused than having actual clarity on what you need to do to get clients. So I'm simplifying the hell out of this process so that you could actually know exactly what you need to do. Now, I've been in the online business space since I was 19. It's been 3 years now. And I've tried everything to get clients. I started with cold calling, then I got into cold DMs, then I got into using cold DMs plus content, then I got into just relying on content, then I got into just using ads and content. So I've tried basically everything to get clients in B2B and B2C niches, like the whole 9 yards. It's also what I help my clients with. So I think that I am fit to show you exactly what you need. If you're running an agency, an info business, this is, in my opinion, the easiest and simplest way to get clients online. And I'm gonna break it down into an ecosystem, into a layered kind of template on my iPad here. So you should be able to see my screen. I call this the acquisition ecosystem. Why is it an ecosystem? It's because it's not a one-way sales funnel. People don't just buy or die. You basically want to be able to generate leads and be able to sell to those leads forever. I've had many leads that have been watching my content or have had a conversation with me a year ago and then end up working with me. And it's because I treat my funnel and my actual marketing this way. If you're somebody that sells marketing, this is the exact same system that you could use to sell that to your clients and actually get them results. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's a 3-layer system and it's very, very simple, right? The top layer is the cold. The middle layer is the warm, and the bottom layer is the hot. And this is the same process your clients go through. They go from cold to warm to hot before they actually buy. A lot of people don't understand this correctly, and a lot of people try to go from getting a cold stranger and getting them to trust you and become a client, and it doesn't work that way. And the principle behind it, if I just scroll down here and I could show you, the principle behind how I acquire clients is the more money that you charge, the more time people need to spend with you. People pay first with their attention, and then they pay you with their assets and their money. So you have to allow people to pay you with their attention. An example that I was thinking about is I'm actually in the process, I want to buy a Corvette really bad. I've always talked about it, and I'm thinking like an older, just pure V8 American muscle, like a C6 Z06 Corvette. I think blacked out, Batmobile, ripping through Miami at night. I have this image in my brain. I'm like, dude, I freaking want that. And I want this Corvette, and I'm talking with my family about it. And what's interesting is I am spending so much time in my free time when I'm not working watching YouTube videos about this damn Corvette. I want to see what people say about it, 6 months, a year of ownership reviews and all this stuff. And so what I'm doing fundamentally is following this principle while I'm buying a car. I'm paying Corvette, I'm paying Chevy with my attention so that I could later pay them with my money. So I want to watch videos. I really want to trust the product and make sure that this Corvette is the one that I want. And so I'm going to give it my attention before I give it my assets. You're not going to buy a Corvette if you have you don't know anything about Corvettes. You have to first pay with your attention. It's the same thing with getting clients. And the more money you charge, the more they actually need to give you their attention. If a Corvette was $10, do you think I'd spend an hour every day watching car reviews or watching Doug DeMuro review it? I wouldn't. But because it's tens of thousands of dollars, I'm gonna need to spend more time actually consuming it. So take that example and imagine the same thing with your clients. They're not gonna pay you $5,000 if they've known you for 10 minutes. They don't know what you can do. They don't know how you're different. They don't know if they can trust you. They don't know if you're gonna take their money and run, which I've dealt with many times because I used to do cold calling. I used to do cold outreach. I would get people on calls. I would have to spend 2 hours on a sales call with a realtor just to convince them or persuade them that I'm not a scammer, I'm not gonna take their money and run. I am gonna get them results. I'm not gonna overpromise and all these different things. Here's how I've simplified it, right? Again, we have 3 layers, cold, warm, and hot. Most people go straight from cold to hot. The way that it works is at the top we have cold strangers. These are people that don't know you. The philosophy that I have when it comes to client acquisition is all that you are doing to acquire clients and scale your business is you are building trust at scale. That's all you have to do. You have to build trust with strangers at scale. And if you could have a repeatable process that builds trust with strangers at scale in the fastest way possible, you're going to be able to sign a whole lot of clients. And you don't need a lot of attention. A lot of my clients come from my organic content, and I've gotten 10,000 views in the last 30 days on my YouTube analytics, which isn't a lot. Most people get more than that on one single video. And it's allowed me to scale. Going on now, I'm pushing for $1 million a year. And so the 3 stages is cold, you have the stranger, right? They are a complete stranger. And then when you take them from cold to warm, warm is that they know you, right? They just know who you are. They roughly know what you do, and they have an idea of what you stand for, your philosophy, and the way you view whatever it is that you're helping them with and your expertise. The 3rd layer is hot, and these are people that trust you. These are buyers. These are people that don't need a long sales call to buy from you. These are people that are ready to go. They trust you. They trust your offer. They trust your expertise. This is the goal, to turn as many cold people into people that actually trust us, because that's how we get people to buy. And the little legend here, in terms of how we actually do it, I don't look at this like it's one way or the highway. So there's only one way to acquire clients. You have to do this type of ad. As I'm getting more and more experienced, working with people in various different niches, people need different solutions, man. And an example I actually drew out here is a B2C versus B2B offer. If you have a B2C offer, and let's say that you teach people how to start a copywriting business, let's say. You have a B2C offer, you're targeting like people that are in college trying to make money online. The actual TAM, the total addressable market here, is massive. There are millions and millions of people that you could target and help them start a copywriting business. So the TAM is very wide, but the amount of money and access to capital that they have is not as big as a B2B offer. And so with a B2C offer, it might make more sense that like on your top of funnel, when you're bringing in cold strangers and generating attention, you can rely solely on something like content, because it's not too difficult to get enough attention from like an organic piece of a YouTube video than it is if you have a B2B offer working with SaaS companies and helping them scale with paid ads. Very, very different. And so I've worked in both verticals. I have clients that have B2B offers. And for them, they need a different solution on their funnel. They can't solely rely on content unless, they have a high demand for it and the market's hot and there's a lot of people in here that are watching this type of content. Well, with a B2B market, the TAM is lower and they have more money, right? So just understand, like, don't watch a video and say, okay, this guy's telling me to run my funnel this way, run these ads and do this exact post. It's like, this guy doesn't know your offer, bro. He doesn't know who you sell to and where these people are at. Like, where are they located? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they even on social media? You know what I mean? So just don't think so black and white. I think that hurts a lot of people. And I wish I knew that when I was building my first funnel and starting, right? When it comes to cold, how do we, like, if you think of these layers, it's acquiring each stage. So the first thing is, like, how do we acquire strangers? We need strangers to just figure out that we exist, right? The second stage, we need strangers to actually know who we are and hear us speak for a little bit, hear us on a VSL or hear us on a YouTube video or hear us on the phone, right? And the last stage, we need to acquire trust. We need people to spend more time with us. So it's all just acquiring at each stage. So how do we acquire strangers? Well, we could use some form of direct marketing. So any type of cold call, cold email, any type of cold outbound, or ads, right? Or even content, right? Again, it's not super linear. So maybe if you have an offer that's super hot on YouTube, what's everybody talking about on YouTube right now? Personal branding and AI. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about AI, how to sell an AI offer. Like, there's so much demand for AI because there's a massive knowledge gap in the world. Like, everybody wants to use AI, but not many people know how to do it. So it's a very big topic right now. And if you post content about how you sell AI or how to utilize AI in your business, there's a good chance that your content alone could bring in and acquire strangers. But let's say you have a B2B offer for SaaS companies. Maybe you need to run some paid ads. Now, what's super interesting is I'm running ads right now at a very low budget because I want my business to have a rule that I want to stay above a 90% profit margin. So I can't spend 50 grand a month on ads. I can't do that. I'm running a low budget ad. I think I've spent like $2,500 and that ad has brought me in a lot of freaking clients. I need to just pull up my spreadsheet, but there's a very high ROAS and it's not a direct call ad because it goes against the philosophy that I'm telling you right here. A lot of people are doing this, and a lot of people are going to lose. They're going to burn. Their business is going to shut down because they don't understand. This is like what I'm showing you right here is a principle. This is how you get people to buy. If you just follow this with what you do, you're going to figure out a way to make it work. But what a lot of people are doing is they're running ads up here to cold strangers, and they're immediately getting them on a call to try and buy from them. But the issue with that is that goes against his philosophy because they're not getting to know you. They're not getting to trust you. They're not consuming 10 hours of your content, especially if you charge a lot of money. If you charge $1, it's different. You don't need to do that. But what a lot of people are doing is they're running an ad with a crazy money back guarantee, and they're like, dude, we're going to get you 1,000 appointments, or we're going to get you a 6-pack in 2 weeks, or your money back. You're not building any trust. You're not getting people to know you. You're going to deal with disputes, chargebacks. You're going to deal with a bunch of issues. So the way that I actually run ads is simply to get people, if you think of it like this, ads is on this layer right here, and all my ads do, it's not asking people for anything. I'm not asking people to opt in. I'm not asking for people to, buy from me or book a call. I'm simply asking them to consume my content. I'm going to say that again. My ads, the actual call to action, what I tell people to do is to go and watch my content. And so I'll ask them and I'll talk about like the pain points and my marketer brain turns on, right? And it's like, if you're dealing with these things and you want to know this solution that can resolve all of your pain and problems, go watch some of my videos. So from my ads, they go into the warm stage. They start consuming one YouTube video that I sent them to. And then once they consume that one and they feel like they got a good ROI on the time and attention they gave me, they'll go consume some more. And then they'll go watch some case studies. And then they go listen about my story. Now they're going to really get to know me. And soon enough, you know what's going to happen? They're going to start to trust me. And they're going to trust me enough where I'm not going to have competitors in their eyes. I'm the only guy. That's why I don't believe in saturation. People ask me like, oh, is this niche saturated? Nothing's saturated if you're good enough. And nothing's saturated if you build trust with people in that market while other people are not building trust with them. So my ads get people to know me, send them to one YouTube video, then they get them to trust me by going and consuming more and more and more. Then by the time I actually have a conversation with them, they're super warmed up. They know exactly what I do. They know all my client case studies. They know how I can help them, and they're coming inbound to me. I wake up every single day with inbound DMs from people wanting to work with me. My business used to never be like that. And it's all because the core pillar to my business is YouTube and it's content. And it's a priority for me. I talk with people and they're like, yo, Christian, like I want to start posting content, but it's not a priority for me. And I'm like, dude, is it not a priority to make money and scale your business? YouTube is the foundation, brother. It's going to build trust with people. It's going to get people pre-sold on who you are and what you can help them with. Okay, so hopefully you understand that. So for cold, you could do any type of cold DM. This is even what I was doing when I was running my marketing agency, my first ever business. I would send cold DMs and I would follow this same exact philosophy. I wouldn't hard sell people. You know what I would do? I would send them a cold DM and then I would guide them to a video. Now, it just so happens this video was hosted on a website, on a landing page, right? It was a VSL. But in the same way, this could have been a YouTube video. And all that we're doing is we're sending a cold DM, resonating with their pain points, showing them how we have something that could resolve all of their pain. We're not talking about any crazy money back guarantees or anything like that because they don't even know us yet. We're just talking about their pain. Most people, they use guarantees. I'm off on a tangent here. Most people use guarantees and crazy money backs because they're just not good at marketing. They don't know how to resonate with the pain somebody has and show them that you have that magic pill. You have the thing that could resolve all of their problems for them. But if you do that right in whatever form of direct marketing you decide to do, it could be a cold call, it could be an email, it could be an ad. Look at this. All of this is going to the same place. Think of it like this. All these things are taking them to the same place, which are videos. Videos that show them the solution that you have, that show them your expertise, that show them your story and how you found or how you stumbled upon the solution that you have, that shows them why you're selling them in the first place. I remember I heard somebody, I don't know if you know the quote, you could drop it down below. Somebody said that the reason why you sell people is more important than what you're even selling in the first place. Why you sell someone. People want to know why they're being sold, right? So we send them to a video and then we could have an actual a conversation. Then the conversation's easier. Then the conversation's warm. Then that conversation, they already trust you and know you. Okay, I hope this is making sense because this, like, when I put it down on paper like this, it's clearly laid out. It makes sense to me, right? So to get strangers, we do any form of marketing from outreach to ads to content, and we're directing people to a video. We're not hard selling them up front. The next stage is warm. So what do we do in the warm stage? How do we get people to know us, and how do we get people to trust our offer? We do that by pre-selling them through our content. And for me personally, I do this through YouTube. So you could do this through a bunch of videos on your landing page. You just need a sequence of videos that show people three things. Number one is your philosophy. So your philosophy is the way that you view whatever it is that you're doing. I help people scale their business. I help people build a business that they love, that's super high profit, that brings them the dream life they want. And I have a specific philosophy or view on how to grow a business. This, what I'm showing you right here, is my philosophy. And it's different from other people's, and that's okay. Because I'll repel people that don't resonate with this. And if you're still watching, it means it's kind of making sense to you. So you actually kind of vibe with my philosophy. And I think that's super cool, because I could attract people that are similar to me. So I show people my philosophy on how I scale businesses. Maybe you are a fitness coach. You show people your philosophy on getting a six-pack. You know Greg O'Gallagher, Kinobody? What's his philosophy? I hit the gym 3 days a week, 20-minute workouts, super heavy, progressive overload. I eat like a king. I eat ice cream. I intermittent fast. That's his philosophy. And it was so unique and novel when he came into the market with that, because it was opposing what everybody else was talking about. So while everybody else was talking about chicken and rice and broccoli and hitting the gym for 4 hours, 7 days a week, he came in with an opposing philosophy and people bought into it. And that's how he was able to make freaking millions of dollars. So we show people our philosophy. We show people case studies. We show people proof. We need proof, okay, that we can do what we say we can do. And the last one is we show people our story. Some people refer to this, marketers like Russell Brunson, as like your hero's journey. So how you went through the same problems that your ideal client's going through, and how you stumbled upon the solution, how you stumbled upon the thing that you're now selling them, and why you're selling it to them, because it changed your life, right? And so I tie my story into what I sell as well. I talk about how I was running an agency and how much I hated it, and how I went to a cabin for 7 days. And there's where I had this epiphany moment. And I realized, like, dude, I hate my freaking business. I want to run a lean, profitable, fun, fulfilling consulting business. And that's what I did. And people buy into that. And they're like, dude, I want to do the same thing. Dude, that's sick. So in our YouTube, we pre-sell people by showing them our philosophy, showing them our case studies and proof that we can do it, and showing them our story. This is something that you need in your business. It is the core pillar to my business, to my clients' businesses. And then if you're, let's say like, again, you have a B2B offer and it's a small market, just treat this as your middle of funnel play, where you do any form of direct marketing and you send these people here. Very, very simple, right? The next stage is hot. So very, very simple here. People have already figured out who we were by acquiring strangers via some form of marketing. We then warm them up with a YouTube channel or some form of videos that people can consume that shows them philosophy, case studies, and our story. And then the last step is these people already trust us, and all we have to have is simply initiate a conversation. The way that I do it is through the DMs. So I get people to watch my content. People come in from ads, they go watch my content, and then they come onto Instagram, they DM me, or I DM them, and we have a conversation, and I just see if I could help them. And they've already gone through, they already know who I am, they've spent time with me, so it's not a dry conversation where these people feel like I'm begging to work with them. No, they're coming to me, so I'm just trying to see if I can help them. Different conversation, right? So that's all it is. You're simply initiating a conversation, asking them questions, seeing if they resonate with the pains and problems that you mentioned, and seeing if they potentially want your help getting to the solution and the end goal that they have. So this could be done via a sales call or simply a DM conversation. Right now, I do them both. So I'll have a DM conversation. If I feel like I can help them, I'll typically get them on a call and we'll chat about it, and then we'll start working together. Very, very simple process. This is the way that I view, this is my philosophy in growing a business, and it served me pretty well, right? So you understand the principle, you understand how different markets need different things. I don't know your offer. I don't know your niche. I don't know where they're hanging out at. I don't know what pains and problems you're showing them. I don't even know what your unique mechanism is. I'll give you an example. If you're somebody that helps people grow their business, right? You help people scale. You're a growth operator, agency, or coach, whatever. You just help people scale. You help people make or save more money. If that's your offer, let's say that the way you do that, your philosophy is by using cold outreach, right? What's going to happen? If you just take what I told you word for word, and let's say you start running the same ads I'm running, it goes against your philosophy, man. I see this happen so often. People are preaching. I'll give you an example. I got a DM today, and somebody said, like, yo, Christian, I saw that you're posting on YouTube. I help businesses get more clients through YouTube. Are you getting clients through YouTube, or are you just using it to grow your brand or whatever? And it's like, dude, what you're preaching goes against your philosophy. You're not getting clients through YouTube. You're doing outreach to me right now. It's like, dude, people just don't have common sense, bro. If you're selling a funnel or a way to get clients, do it yourself. Makes no sense, bro. It makes absolutely... I wish I knew this, by the way. If you're doing this, you're not stupid, because I did the same thing. My first offer, I was selling Facebook ads to realtors. I was selling an acquisition system offering Facebook ads. I'm like, dude, I'm the best at Facebook ads. Like, I'm going to run your ads, whatever. I was getting them with outreach. I was acquiring my clients with outreach. I should have just sold them an outreach system. So when they hopped on the call with me, it's like, yeah, I mean, it works because that's why you're on this call. That's a little side tangent. But yeah, this is how I'm scaling my business to $1 million a year. So far, it's done me pretty well, and I've done pretty well for myself, if I can say so myself. If you want my help with this, you can come over to my Instagram. If not, go check out some more of my content. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for giving me your attention. I'll see you real soon, man. We'll talk later. Peace out.